So aid may not be reaching Gaza yet, but arms have already reached Israel. Tells you what the priority is. And this is not just about the Israel-Hamas war. It happens with every war. The moment a conflict breaks out, arms sales shoot up. And this time is no different. Last year, arms sales reached an all-time high with the Ukraine war, and this year we're looking at even bigger numbers. If there is any business that is booming during this war, it is the sale of weapons, and the biggest beneficiaries are the US defense suppliers. Here's a report.
Who benefits from a war? It sounds like a paradox. How can someone benefit from a war? There's killing, there's suffering, there's widespread destruction. And who would benefit from that? Well, someone does. And that someone is the defense industry. Wars can lead to an increase in defense spending. The more prolonged and intense the conflict, the greater the demand. A government that's fighting a war will obviously spend more money. So nations invest heavily in technology, in weaponry, and in infrastructure. Last year, worldwide military spending hit $2.1 trillion. That's over 2% of the world's GDP. Europe has ramped up military spending. It's the highest the continent is spending since the Cold War. Asian nations have also bumped up spending. The defense budgets of Japan and Korea grew by 7% in 2022. India's defense budget was $81.4 billion in 2022, a rise of 6% from 2021. One of the biggest drivers for these numbers is the purchase of new weapons systems. As of last year, the US controls 45% of the world's weapons exports. That's 5 times more than any other nation, and it's also gone up over 30% since 2010. So for US defense suppliers, it's profit, profit, and more profit. I'm talking about the likes of Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics, and Lockheed Martin. Their sales are soaring, their companies are growing, and their stocks are rallying. Plus, the purchase of American weapons requires close coordination, that too with the US military. Any military contract is long-term. It continues for years, and it includes upgrades that continue to benefit the industry. But it's not just the US that is benefiting. You see, US weaponry is in demand, so their suppliers have a long wait time. But for countries that want weapons fast, that's not a good option. So the urgent demand of military firepower is encouraging other arms-producing nations, the likes of Turkey and South Korea. Last year, Poland reached a $14 billion agreement with South Korea. It plans to buy tanks, fighter jets, and howitzers. Turkey, too, is revolutionizing the drone warfare industry. Countries are lining up to buy armed drones made by Baykar. Turkey has sold drones to at least 29 nations, and they've been used in war zones in Libya, Syria, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Azerbaijan. So basically, it's all about seizing the opportunity, and Ankara and Seoul are cashing in. They are increasing exports and giving purchasers across the globe more options. Currently, there are 2 major wars raging on, one at Europe's borders and the other in West Asia. So the surge in weapons purchases will only increase with time, and this is causing a lot of concern. Plus, more arms sales means there's potential for conflicts to become more likely and more deadly. And there's only one industry that will continue to benefit from it. This is one of the harshest realities of conflict. For some people, wars cost lives, and for others, they drive value.